Like I said, I got the haircut yesterday. I'm really liking it. I'm liking how it makes me feel, especially. And that kind of dives into what I actually wanted to share with you today in this video is tips for becoming more confident in front of a video camera. One of the biggest things, and I'm just going to jump right into it, is making sure that you feel confident before you press that record button, that you get any sort of thoughts that are going through your head out of your mind, distractions, mental weeds, as it were, things that are pulling you away from the task at hand. You know, when I press that record button, the only thing that I am thinking about right now is talking to you on this camera. And even though I can't see you, I'm imagining the camera right there is your eyes, and I'm looking at it and talking that way. And so one of the things to become more confident in front of a video camera is to get out of your own head. For instance, a lot of times people get in their own head. They're thinking, what's somebody thinking about me? I sound silly, I look weird, whatever. And they worry about that the whole time that they're recording the camera. And that actually comes across on the video. I'm sure you can tell right now I'm not really too worried about that, talking to you right now. Another thing is that sometimes people press record and they don't know what to talk about, or they haven't set themselves up for success. One of the biggest tips for this is to write down, until you get good at it, bullet points. And put them on a little sticky Post-it note, maybe next to your camera, and read 1, 2, 3, or write it down in a text document. Right now, I'm using my my Android and my computer right here to do this. And I understand people get afraid of the camera. This will keep you on track. Before I press record, I always come up with what is the big picture goal that I want to talk about, and what are 3 points that I want to share with people. I don't always share those points in order, and that's okay. Part of being on camera and being confident and getting over the fear is to talk to it as if you're talking to one of your best friends. And a way to help you with this, to practice, is actually have a friend stand behind the camera and look past the lens at them right there behind you. I don't have anybody here right now, but I'm just imagining that's another tip that I found that has helped people. If you have trouble being articulate on camera, use bullet points, write them down, write notes down, have a clear thought and a clear mind. One of the biggest things, again, is clearing your mind of anything, any distractions that are going on around you before you press that record button. Now, from here, to do better video, you don't need a lot of equipment. Just using your phone, your computer is enough. You can get a $100 Logitech 920 camera on Amazon. You can get a $20 tripod like I have here for my Android, and a $6 holder. It's a tripod adapter for my phone right here. And that's all you need pretty much to make killer video content all the time. But to move past that confidence, that fear, to get over that, one of the biggest things is that we have these beliefs that people aren't going to like me, they're going to judge me, they're not going to want to listen to me. And those are all lies. None of those are true. None of those should impact you. Or, for instance, we can only talk when we're getting feedback from other people. And when we're not getting that feedback, we become unconfident. We become worried that maybe we said something wrong because we're not getting that feedback. And the way to get out of this is practice. I know that sounds silly. You were thinking I was going to come up with some sort of like big overarching way to get past this. The way you move past this is doing it consistently every single day for a period of time, pressing record. Maybe you could delete the video afterwards. Nobody has to see what you're recording. But to get better, to get past that fear of the camera, you have to at least press the record button. Kind of like to get past the fear of skydiving, you have to jump out of the airplane. And so that's what I tell people. One of the biggest tips to become more confident on camera, beyond any of those other things, is to just do it. To press the record button, to record themselves, and then you can delete it later. And I have Terry here. She's saying becoming confident on camera has led you to being an MC at an 800 attendee convention. That's awesome. That's so cool. Being able to speak in front, public speaking. When that's the next step to becoming a good public speaker, a good teacher, a good personality, is moving past that fear of the camera. And here's the biggest thing: the camera and the fear of the camera is a lie. It's something that we tell ourselves, that we come up with in our head, that limits us from going after what we're supposed to do. We're afraid of what other people are going to think about us. Now, for instance, if you don't want to get good on camera, that's fine. You don't have to. I don't want to force anybody that has no desire to be on camera to do so. But if you have that desire, like I really know I'm supposed to go on camera and I'm supposed to talk, learn to do the thing that you're afraid of the most every single day. Now, what does that mean? Sometimes you literally might start sweating. You might not be able to talk. You might not know the words to say, and you may freeze up. And that is perfectly okay. I actually want to encourage you that that's normal to be afraid and even sometimes terrified of pressing that record button. But the more you do it consistently, the better it gets. And imagine this, okay? The camera is a window. It's kind of a way of even teleporting yourself in front of another person. For instance, I'm not there with you right now watching this video. Imagine this, just a thought experiment. However, you feel like I'm talking to you right now. And that's how the viewer on the other end of your video feels. And so if you imagine who that other person is, get in your mind's eye somebody that you love, somebody that is your best friend, husband, wife, somebody that you can just talk to naturally. And imagine that you're doing a FaceTime with them on the other end of that camera the whole time. That can help you get past that fear. Imagine the face of somebody that you know and trust and love. And then do the thing that you're afraid of. Do the thing that you fear the most consistently, methodically. Press that record button. Don't be afraid to look or sound silly, because I guarantee you that if you do this for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and everybody who I've ever talked to that I tell this to gets better at it. They become more confident, because it's like riding a bike. When you first got on a bike, you were afraid of it. When you first got behind the wheel of a car, you were terrified. Getting in front of a camera is very similar to those experiences. Trust me. I'm not trying to negate or put down that it's terrifying for people to do that. I understand it. I get it. I've felt it myself, in fact. And almost everybody that I work with, even professionals that are some of the most sought after speakers to this day, when they first got in front of a camera, sometimes they could speak on stage, but when they got in front of a camera, it's the hardest thing in the world for them. It's normal. Everybody goes through that. Kind of like when you go into a gym for the first time. Anything that you start for the first time that will have a positive impact to change the life of you and those that are around you is hard. And you have to make a choice to do those hard things. Now, you don't have to do it in front of everybody else. You don't always have to go live like this. You could record it literally on your phone and then delete the recording and then go back the next day and record yourself on the phone and delete the recording. Maybe the next day you'll show it to a friend. You're not going to show it to 20, 30, 40 people. You'll show it to one friend. And then maybe the next day you'll show it to 1 or 2 friends. And then you'll get the courage to go live, and you'll look silly. You're going to sound silly. It's okay. I'm literally telling you, you're probably going to sound silly. But if you can accept the fact that that is actually okay, and that people love seeing real, they love seeing down to earth, honest. I mean, those of you who are watching this, leave in the comments. Don't you love seeing people that are just real, genuine people, even if they flub up, even if they mess up? Isn't that like the coolest thing to see someone step out into their own and do that? People love to see that. And so I want to encourage you, don't be afraid of the camera. Press the record button. Do the things that will support you when you press the record button. Clear your mind of all the distractions around you. Set up a good space behind you that's not super distracting. Get a little tripod off of Amazon that's a little short tripod, an adapter for your phone, and write some bullet points down on a sticky note and stick it up next to the camera. And that will help you if you can't, if like your mind goes blank and you don't know what to talk about. The little bullet point notes is one of the biggest things. As you get better, you'll start to actually mentally, while I'm doing this right now, I'm imagining a virtual invisible sticky note that has bullet points that I wrote down in my mind's eye that's next to the camera. And that's actually gotten me, I've transitioned it from a physical sticky note to one that I imagine. And so I want to encourage you to get past this, to become more confident in front of the camera. You have to press the record button. Record it. Don't show anybody. You don't need to upload it anywhere. Unless you want to, you can. And do it every single day. Every day. Until you get good at it. And it might take you a couple months, and that's normal. It might even take you a year, and that's normal. But keep doing it. Practice at it. The more times you do it, it's kind of like riding a bike. It's kind of like driving a car. It took you, many people, it takes them a year just to get good at riding a bike and driving a car when we're younger. At least it did for me. And so video is just like that. And so those are my tips to becoming more confident on camera. Realize people actually want to see the real. They want to see the authentic you. They want to see the flub ups. They want to see all of that. And it's okay. Document the journey. Talk about it. Talk about even the struggle of doing this. And I promise you, you'll get better at it. And if you have that desire in your heart, I'm not talking to the people that don't have the desire. If you don't want to get good on camera, I'm not talking to you. But if you have that desire to get better on camera, to talk and become a better communicator on camera and be more confident, you have to do the thing that you fear the most. And you have to consistently practice at it. And I promise you, if you do that, literally, I promise, it's not a joke. People that I've told this, I promise you, if you do this consistently, you will get better and you will see yourself transform right before your own eyes on camera to become more confident. So I believe in you. I know you can do it. Go after it. If it's something that you have a desire to do, that's in your heart, and you know that it's something that you're supposed to do, this is something that you have to get good at and practice at. And you will with consistency. I promise you that. Have a good one, everybody. We'll talk soon.